I hope the internet's working. She's connecting. She's connected.
Hi.
And there you are.
Hi. Yes. Good evening.
Good evening. Well, here it's morning.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Very good. It's good evening and good
and
morning.
Thank you for your speech. Thank you very much.
Oh my God. First of all, I would like to say that I want to talk a little bit about you because maybe people don't know who you are, and I want to make sure
Of
that
course.
you do. Joanna Kulig, well, Vanity Fair said that you were the most exciting actress that's come out of Poland. You are an explosion of talent. People have compared you to the first great performances of the first film, or like your Jennifer Lawrence or Marion Cotillard. But your wonderful director, Pavel, said that comparing you to anyone else is a disservice to you. You're an original. You are unique. There's no one like you. And we're just seeing your full potential. I welcome you, Joanna Kulig. Hello.
Hello. Thank you very much.
You is when I saw you on the screen in Cold War. And I knew that I was seeing someone special because you reminded me a little like first time I saw Marilyn Monroe, and that's what I saw with your performance. So I want to tell you that. How are you feeling? How's it going? Tell me a little bit. How is it?
Yeah, about Cold War. Cold War was for me a very specific film, and I knew that for me it's a huge chance to show not only people in Poland that I have this wonderful part, but I knew that this is something which is special, and I knew that for me this is the opportunity to show my performance not only for Polish audience but for too, because this is not always that European movies are in cinemas in United States like art house. There are sometimes, but it's sometimes is difficult. But at the same time, I knew that because Paweł Pawlikowski wrote the script for me, I knew that this part is for me. It's big chance for this like great acting performance, singing performance, and dancing performance, which for me was like, I knew that this is something which is special because it's not very often have the script like that for actresses. That's why I was very, very lucky, and I knew that this is the last moment because I remember I had a lot of auditions still. Paweł wrote for me, but he was afraid like, oh, maybe I'm too old for beginning because Zula is 18, maybe I'm too old. So we had such a great makeup artist, Waldemar Pokromski, and I remember when I had last audition, like they wanted to be sure for 100% that this is Joanna Kulig for this part. Waldemar told me, Joanna, no worries. I always, when I did the last audition with my, my view how the character look, the actor is always successful, and the part will be yours. So it was really hard, they had, because I have special kind of like Marilyn Monroe, like they had to try to organize the body for me, and of course I had to lose 5 kilos, but I was lucky because we shoot chronologically. That's why I lost my weight, and during the shooting, we had time for changes this character like chronologically. It helps me, but I was really lucky. But at the same time, Paweł told me that, Joanna, you are special. You have musicality inside your body. You are very like, you have something. That's why this part is for you. And I remember in LA when we had dinner with Leonardo DiCaprio, this part because you're very similar with your energy like my mother. So I'm lucky that that I had this kind of, you know, character like Paweł Pawlikowski's mother, because it was the true story, like, you know, about this couple.
Wow.
That's why, you know, it was a lot of chances for me. But at the same time, you know, I love this. So Code Word brings me new word, which it surprised me, and I was lost at the beginning in LA.
But what?
I was just a little bit lost, yeah.
Yes. Well, you know what? I've known you for a little while, and I was doing some research on you, and I just can't. I want to start from the beginning. I want to get people to try to understand, where does a girl like you, who comes from a little village,
yeah,
400 people, right? What's the name of this village you come from?
Muszynka.
I can't even say it. I can't. What's the name?
Muszynka, only 44 houses is there.
44 houses.
Yes.
And where do you get the idea that you want to be an actress? How do you think that's going to work?
It was really strange. Small, only music was at my home, because generally this region, very close is Krynica Zdrój. This is the ski center, and but generally in this area there is the traditional music, and generally people, you know, they are very, like, people from mountain, they are very loud, very open. They sing a lot, and they're very, like, you know, travel and education. I noticed that I'm just a little bit different than people from different area in Poland. But this is when you start to traveling, you can see this, you know, differences between all of the cultures in Poland and Europe in world. But it was very natural for me. That's why always, you know, it's so funny, because always I dream be like Whitney Houston, you know. I was listening to Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, you know. For me, they were guru, of course. I speak about this because what happens later it's really amazing for me. But I never thought about being an actor, because in my village, we didn't have actors, you know.
You have 400 people. You barely have people.
Yeah, generally, you know. But that's why the beginning, the music was after I started to music it by accident, because I wasn't, you know, my family was very poor, so study the private education, it wasn't possible. Only we have, you know, like national education. That's why when you pass the exam, you can study, you know, like in a musical or something. So I wanted to study jazz, but I have to be more clear. Okay, Muszynka. After I started to do music education, and when I was 15, I won casting to the music talent show, which called The Chance of the Success. It was the Polish kind of idol or something like this.
Was that a national thing? Did it play all over Poland?
Yeah. It was, they do cut. I sang in the, you know, it was this my private something, because it was the time when in Poland, I remember, I don't know how to say in English, but it was the problem, like the water were everywhere. How to say in English? Powodzie. Doesn't matter. And
there must be some Polish people. They have it. They can translate. Go with powodzie. Go ahead. Give me some translation for Polish people. We need Polish people. Where are you?
Yeah, come on. And
flood. They're flood. They said it's flood.
Thank you very much.
Flood. Okay, we have the Czech girl. She knows.
Yes, we have flood
too.
And we prepared something like, you know, some songs for these people in my school. And because it was the area when there was ski center, it was the factory with mineral water called Multivita, and they were very people from some promotion or something. And then I heard my voice. They said, she has go to the talent show? Absolutely. And they organized for me everything. They pay for a ticket, for a train. And I decided to go to Warsaw, and I won this casting.
By
After
yourself? You just went?
Yeah, yeah. And I won the program with Grzegorz Turnał. Grzegorz Turnał, it was the very nice Polish poet and musician. He was really great. I won this, and he was from Krakow. That's why I said, oh my God, this is chance for me. I have to go to Krakow and do something in Krakow. Krakow, this is the wonderful, beautiful city with the culture and everything. And I decided to go. I need 2 years or something. I finished all, private education in, Krynica is close to Muszynka. And I was 18, and I decided to go to Krakow. It wasn't easy because, at the beginning, everything was well, but, being the big city, I had to think, oh my God, I need money, I don't have enough money. So I checked all, the places when you can have some, they were like foundation for talented people, and they gave me some stipend, one and other. And I started to education, but it was still everything in music. I started to sing, like Mozart, Handel. It was the classical music education.
Opera?
Yeah.
Come a little closer to the camera.
Yeah, because I'm not very good with, technical,
We want to see your beautiful face, and I need
Thank
some
you,
energy.
Bernard. Oh my God, you are always
it's
nice
my selfishness.
for people. I know that we have to be more, confident in Europe. So thank you.
No, I want to see you. I have to see your face. So come on. We are here. I did this series to celebrate great artists, and what I love about you is that you just go. You don't really think. You're spontaneous.
Yes, this is true.
That is the secret for you. There's a line in America which is called "too stupid to know," that you didn't know you couldn't succeed. So just go. You just go. Because
yes,
if you
it's
think about
true.
it, you would never go. I mean, where you are, you're a poor girl. You have no money. You come from a village. How are you going to make it show business? There's no chance.
No chance. You have to go.
No, but you just went. That's what I love about you.
Thank you.
For everybody listening, because you don't speak English, you go and you love to sing. You love singing. That's your heart. But you remind me of what Ella Fitzgerald, who said about singing.
Yeah.
The only thing better than singing is more singing. That's you.
Yeah. Success. It was something very special for me because I knew, okay, everything is possible. Only you have to go. But I remember a lot of the people which they helped me. They told me that Joanna, not everybody. We help a lot of people, but not everybody were very like okay. They don't help everybody. Some people they do some success and go, but some not. That's why maybe it was something like this, that I knew that I have to run, I have to run.
No, you have that whole personality, which is that you go. Now, you didn't have people just pushing you. They didn't give you money. You just decided to go for it. See how far you can go.
Yes.
Just go for it. Is that the message you have for people? We have so many wonderful actors who are listening to you right now. What is the piece of advice you would give them?
I remember that when I started. When I started to study in Universal Drama School, the boss of this, university told us that for all of actors, it was the first year, said, remember, maybe 4 or 5 of you do huge success, but generally remember that when you are actor, doesn't matter all the time, because sometimes you will have some opportunity to show, but sometimes not. That's why a lot of actors do not only the acting job. Sometimes they are the policemen, sometimes they work with the children or something, but he told us try to do well education, but remember that it's not easy, and not all of us will be do this kind of job. Some people find the job in the theater, in the movie, but the market is too small, especially in Poland. That's why. But for me, it was really natural, because when you don't have enough of money, you have to do generally a lot of jobs. Like I was a waitress, I studied how to work in the hotel, and everywhere I had a voice. That's why I sang everywhere, during the weddings, you know, during the in a bar and everywhere. So for me, being this school, I said, okay, this is great. I have education for free. This is cool. I have, you know, very cheap place for living. So I can educate, but I have to remember that maybe I will do something with acting, but maybe not. But always I knew that the most important is to try to learn a lot of, to improve yourself. It's not good for acting. That's why I think being an actor, this is the personality, you know. And at the same time, this is very, not how to say in English, when you act, sometimes you forget about life. That's why it helps you, like, not like a psychotherapy. This is not good word, because this is, but it's therapy sometimes. You know,
It
like
is therapy.
yeah.
Sure. No. I think acting is a journey to yourself. That's
Yes,
what
absolutely. Absolutely.
It's learning about, it's finding out what you can do. That's what I believe. And that's the luckiest thing about acting is done. What I want to know, what did singing do for you? What did you learn about yourself when you were singing? What can you connect through singing that you can't seem to connect any other way? What did it do for you?
Agata Kulesza, my best friend, and she's a Polish famous actress. She played the main character in Aida, the first the movie. She was the teacher in the for the dancers. She told me, Joanna, when I saw your scenes when you are singing, I think you played the best when you are singing. So it was a compliment for me. But I can tell you, Bernard, that acting for me is still journey, because I am very specific. You know, I think I'm better, and be on the set for me is much easier than be in the theater. But at the same time, sometimes when I think, okay, I know how to act, all sets, all new film is like a new journey
A new
for
experience.
an experience. And I can tell you that be on the set with foreigners when nobody speak in your language, sorry, is another completely different journey. So very often, you know, I said, no, I don't want to this part, it's too difficult for me. But you know, this is like ironic. Always when you think, no, it happens. So when I had to jump to the water, very often I thought about animals, casting which I won, because my English wasn't good. I was super concentrated, and you know, everything what I did, it was the first impulse, which sometimes is good for act when you don't think too much, because you don't have these things in foreign language. Right. So you do like a child, something which is first spontaneous, and it's good, which is it was very strange for me. Like I just immediately do like cat or a dog, I don't know. You know, like instinct, you know.
Yes. Well, I can see by knowing you that you're just very instinctual person, and you just go with your energy. And there's a line which is you go with your soul and energy in everything you do.
But at the same time, when I had to build the character, it was like that during the time, for you it was like you knew, okay, I'm sure that they don't use first tape or something. And I knew that I had to repeat 20-25 times. this is like you start to repeat. Sometimes this is like meditation, and you start to learn how to build concentration for a long distance, which was cool. But I remember, like, after 4 months of shooting this kind of method, when I came back from Paris to Poland, I remember when I saw, because I was all the time on the set, and I saw the cars, and I said, oh my God, because we are very often shooting, and you know how it is. One take, once again, so the car, blue. So when I saw these cars in Warsaw, I said, oh my God, to my husband, Maciek, it's amazing. The car just move and move, and they don't come back. Like, so I think I was exhausted. It was quite like schizophrenia
Oh my
for me,
God.
and because especially night shooting, because Pavel was, and I spoke. I don't know how to call the guy, but there's the guy all the time with the camera, which count the takes. Yeah.
Yes.
And I spoke this like, I forgot his name. I said, tell me, there is something like always the fifth take is good, or 10 on 12, and he said, no, Joanna, sometimes first, sometimes the last. I try to think maybe there is some kind of method of this, but I don't know. So
did you change it up? Did you change it? When you were doing it, did you change it every take, or did you have to do the same thing every time?
I was very concentrated about what Pavel wants. That's why my concentration was like this sound and everything, and I was listening Pavel what he wants, and I did some transformation in my head. Okay, because sometimes it was something about feeling, but sometimes it was very, very important to have this position, the light, everything had to be connected at the same time. A lot of things like dancing and everything. So I knew that he needs these feelings, but at the same time I have to. Do you remember the scenes when I dance and I look around and I have to see some strange people like they're far from me, and I was like, I had to change my mood or something. So I was very concentrated about what he wants. Seconds, and Pavel said action, and I tried to do exactly, very precisely what he wants, and it was the method. I didn't think too much about character, because we build this character during the rehearsal before when we start shooting, like in a theater. Mm-hmm. So it was more about be very focused what the director wants, and that's it.
It's incredible to think, when I saw Cold War, the lighting, the pictures,
yes,
it's like a piece of art. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
It's like a piece of art, and it's really kind of strange because when you see the movie Cold War, you think it's really about a story about two people.
Yes.
But it almost feels like Dr. Zhivago. It's like a
movie. It was the inspiration, Dr. Zhivago. Of course, Pavel said no, but I think it's
like Dr. Zhivago. You're going through snow. He's going to Siberia. He's going here. He's going there. Yeah. You're the good wife or the good woman looking for him. I mean, it's
especially when it's a lot of like huge big scenes with Mazurek. It looks like monumental. A lot of monumental scenes.
Now, Mazurek are all the groups of people that you sing with. Is that correct? Is all those people?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, did you train with them for a long time? Is that what?
Yes, I spent 4 or 5 months with them, not day by day, but a few times a week. I was like for 5-6 hours with them. Sometimes I was sleeping with them, and I live with them. I dance with them. I do party with them. But they were very open for me, and sometimes they said, Joanna, please, when you finish the movie, come to us. You are like the part of us. but the most interesting thing was, for me, it was great experience because Mazurek, this is the group which they don't have a lot of solists. Generally, all dancing group work for Mazurek.
Yeah.
So the discipline and everything what they had to do in this group when I was inside, for me it was so cool because the actors, they are very individual, and sometimes when you are on the stage you lie, but in this group everybody, they are very like calm. Discipline is very important. They work very hard. They dance
It's one unit.
It's one piece. It's one piece. Like this is the one body. So it was very, for me it was like, sometimes it was hard but relaxing because I felt like I have to try to be the one, I'm the piece of this band, and we are the one body. We have to feel each other. We have to be each other together.
Right. The thing is that you have to look like you all fit in one. It's not anyone sticking out. You have to become one. By the way, I love that song. I don't know the name of it. Oi, oi, oi. I don't know.
Yes, I love that the American and English people call oi, oi, oi because dwa serduszka, cztery oczy is hard.
That's hard. But I love
so they call oi, oi, oi. But this is the original folk song. They can't meet each other. They are try, but it's not possible to meet.
Can you just sing a little bit of it for me?
Yes, of course, Bernard. This is it really special. A cappella for you. Dwa serduszka, cztery oczy, oj, 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 co płakały we dnie w nocy, oj, oj, oj. Czarne oczka, co płaczecie, że się spotkać nie możecie, że się spotkać nie możecie, oj, oj, oj.
Wow. There is oh my God, I get chills. By the way, there's a great writer of musicals, Stephen Sondheim, who writes one of the lyrics, "If I cannot fly, let me sing."
Please, Bernard, sing for me.
Oh, I will sing for you later. I will be calling you and singing, but they all want to hear from you. No,
because I know that you sing well.
I think that if you're going to be in, and we think about even religiously, what do people do? They sing.
Yes, absolutely. And we sing a lot in our village. Like people, they sometimes they didn't have great voice, but when you sing, I think you're a better person because you give all of the feelings outside. And it was very great because some poets told me, Joanna, in the past, because we didn't have the phones or phones like Nokia, like iPhones or all of this technical stuff. People, they had to talk, they had some feelings, but they need the time for write what they had 3 days ago because they need something to say about the past or something. But now it's very difficult because all the time we talk by the phone only with our soul and thinking and miss, write, and have a time for write some poet or something like this. That's why I didn't know what I would tell you. Yeah, that the singing, and it's very important to. It's like the different language, the language of your soul, or something like this.
Well, there's a saying which is, what the world would be like if everybody started in the morning singing. If everybody started singing, the world would be a very happy place.
Absolutely.
Yes. I want to ask you something. How important are the people around you? I know that you have.
I think it's very important. Now when we had very, very strange and difficult time, now I feel that have a friends, people which you choose, and people which they do art around of you. This is something when we are feel like we are in the clean water, like we are fish which clean in the clean water. Because when we are alone, always I thought that the family is for me the most important and the strongest, community. Now I feel the most important is the people which we choose, and they have something which is similar to us, and we can share our, characters, our, which people which they are close and friends for us, and they have something which is, I think they have something, the part of you they have in their personalities.
Well, we talked about this before, about getting an artistic family. That
yes, it's very important.
You need to have that, and that's
yes,
and you attract that because you have this energy. Now you did something the first
yeah,
time.
absolutely. I know that if I lose my artistic family, I die. But
no.
Because this quarantine time, because I am only with my husband, with Maciek's parents, and the young, close to the Krakow. We are lucky that there's the house and we have some garden. But at the beginning, I was super happy. I said, oh my God, now is amazing. Nobody called me. There's no concerts, no shooting, no sets. I have the first time for 10 years that nobody wants nothing for me. And I'm very happy. And I think I will stay here for...
Okay. Yeah. There's something so interesting about you, is because you are a person who really tries to explore different things, and even though you say I don't want to, you always do it though. There's something.
Yeah, I can tell you that when I was 25, I didn't speak English, French, nothing. And I remember when I started to learn just a little bit, like you said, no, Joanna, you are adult, it's not possible to learn, come on, forget about this. But I was always like, I remember it was the addition in Polish radio that people which they have 80s start to learn some foreign languages, and they said, this is good. They will never have, Alzheimer or something like this. And I said, come on, if they do, I can do it too. And I said, because I was the person which way, with the people had the complex or the stereotypes, I always wanted to fight with these stereotypes. And I said, fuck off, I will try to do it.
I have that, and I love that, of course, about you.
I don't know, maybe, maybe I had, two older brothers, and the Mushinka was very like, it was hard life, I can tell you. So I was very often,
You were the youngest? What were you, the youngest?
Yeah, I was in the middle, but my one brother was 7 years older than me, another 5 years older, but they are very, strong. Sometimes I'm joking, like, this is the joke, but I said this is like, some parties in Mushinka was like in the mafia, I can tell you. So, but this is the joke, but it wasn't like I had to be very, very strong, and
to be
and
seen.
the brothers, they were older. It was a lot of parties, and but they always said, Joanna, I can tell you, we remember you know what's going on. So I was always like, when I start to play, and when I had to use some bird words or something, they said, oh my God, Joanna, you use bird words very well in Polish. You play very well at this. How you do it? But the language in this, it was simple language, farmers, families.
You know what? You're so down to earth. Everybody is commenting how you're showing people your heart. You always come with your heart first. I went to the screening the first time I saw you at WCAA, I went to screening and saw your film, and you sang for everybody, and you were perfect.
Yeah, because sometimes people wanted to explain me a lot of things very specific in English. So I remember when I had some
She's frozen in time, but we will get her back. She will be back. Yes, go ahead.
okay, independent panel in LA, and
Contenders.
and yeah, contenders panel, and I had
there.
only
I was
yeah
there. I
yeah,
saw you.
and I had 1 minute and a half for tell everything about the movie, everything about me, blah blah blah. So I said no, it's very difficult to explain everything in 1 minute and a half. So I decided to show this, how I work. I did the voice like that in the first of chapters, second, and in the end. And I sang this and I show and I said, and it was very, very funny because the people from the public relation with the work with me said, "Oh my God, what's she doing? We didn't plan this. Oh my God," but it was cool. So I did this, and and it was easier for me because sometimes it's easier to sing something.
I always tell you, I was there when you were doing that. I was at the Contender, and that's the first time I saw you, and you sang, and you made a huge explosion. And I remember,
yeah, and the people are very happy, because
yes,
they will say, "Oh, this is something okay,
different.
but it's different, but it's nice."
I want to ask you, what is the best piece of advice anyone ever gave you?
For me, in LA during the Oscar campaign, like I told you, like the English is not the original language. I started to learn when I was adult, and this is the huge success, and it was the huge pressure. But I remember that you told me, "Joanna, don't change your English. You are different. No worries." And it helps me. That's why I can tell you that this motivation helps me during this Oscar campaign. And I always, when I was sad, I said, "Okay, but Bernard told me this. Maybe this is true."
No, absolutely. The thing there's a saying, the thing you don't like about yourself is your biggest gift. And what people love about you is the way you speak, your heart and soul. We're not looking
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's why I started to think, yeah. But sometimes I didn't know what is good, what is bad, and you don't know because this is the new word for you. But if people like this, maybe the example that you don't have to be perfect for do career or success. Maybe sometimes which we think that this is not our attitude, how to say in English, this is not our strong point. But when we show this is interesting because,
right,
sometimes when you start to play, be different than we are, which is strange. And I think being an actor, this is the job when you have to know you very well, but sometimes because you traveling and you are in a acting family and art family, you can sometimes a lot of things can surprise you that people like something which sometimes you don't like you.
Right. Well, the idea is that we talked about this before. You're an artist. Your job is just to give, not to judge the work. Just give.
Just
when
give.
Sing, just give. Just sing. Your job is just to give, because when Picasso paints, he just paints. He doesn't go like, "Do you like red? Do you like blue?" He paints. You are an artist. That's what's so great about you. And artists are always different. And the thing that makes you exciting is because you are different, because you're willing to show yourself your authenticity. That's what makes you. Otherwise, you're going to be like everybody else. What piece of advice would you have for actors who are starting?
Because I remember my situation. Like sometimes there is the moment when you don't have nothing, you don't have a job, and you think that maybe the opportunity never will come to you. Sometimes this is the moment when you fight with this moment, and find with this crisis, sometimes very quickly something happens which helps you, and you another step for improve your acting, your situation in your life. Sometimes I think it's important to don't be afraid when you feel sad or the crisis is, because we need this points in our life, and sometimes when we cross the points we are stronger.
Well, we talk about that things are not happening to you, they're happening for you, that the crisis is actually something that's teaching you to grow, that everything
Yes.
is a growing moment.
Yes, absolutely. And
You're
we
very
often it's up and down. This is moments,
yeah.
and this is life.
And this is life. And that's what life is. The idea is that it's to keep going and grow from the moment. I think I want to ask you, right now you have the best agent, the best husband,
Yes, this
the
is
best
it.
baby.
It
the
surprised
best
me
baby.
too in Cannes. Yeah.
Yes, you have the best baby. What are you looking forward? What are you doing next? What's coming up for you? What are you doing next?
You know, Bernard, we don't know what about pandemic, of course. That's why right now it's
Right.
it's a huge pause. But if everything come back to the, I hope so. All pandemics they had some beginnings.
It will pass.
So,
it will pass.
yeah, it will pass.
Passes.
I had some movies with Jérôme San in France. Now I read some script from Hilda Quilly. I had a lot of French, Polish, and some American scripts just during the shooting the TV series, but I decided to don't choose these scripts because it was too much for me. I decided to finish the Eddie, have a long break after
tell
holidays.
Me a little bit about the Ed. Can you tell people want to know a little bit?
We will have premiere. The first episode will be 8th of May. Great. So you know this is the wonderful TV series. We have 8 episodes. Like the first two directed Damien Chazelle. Second, third and fourth, Uda Benyamina, the French director, and Laila Marakshi, 5 and 6, and Alan Paul, the producer. All of these episodes direct the 6th and 7th. And it's very interesting TV series. Of course, this is about jazz musicians, so my part is fifth. All of the episodes, it's there about one of us, and Andrew Holland played the main character. Me, I played the female main character, and Amandla played female main character
yeah,
too.
She's wonderful, Amandla.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
And it's full of jazz music. We play live, so it was very, very, very hard. And for me, this is the biggest part in English and French. It's my debut, I think. So it's there is the crime too, and I think it's very, very unique and very specific. And for me, Glenn Ballard composed the songs. That's why when I met him, and he's the closest friend, it wasn't possible because I tried to be there, but they said, no, you are too weak, you are too weak. So that's why I started acting. I said, oh my God, now I have the best jazz musician study ever. So I can tell you that it's like when I was small in Mushinka and I was listening to Quincy Jones, and it was the beginning and the Oscar campaign. I met Quincy Jones, and another step, I had a childbirth, and the young is my son, and I'm on the set in the Eddie with the best friend of Quincy Jones. This is something for me, and I'm a very lucky person.
You are a lucky person. I'm getting a message from Czech Republic, says they are getting drunk with your interview. They love Well, I don't know if they're just getting drunk. And
oh my God, Czech Republic, I love you guys.
Maybe they're drinking while they're watching you. First of all, Quincy Jones loves you and talked about you before and said how wonderful you are. You have a spirit.
Because Bernard, I told you, it was the screening in the Rothschilds, big house. And I remember Quincy Jones closed the door to the toilet, go out. I said, Quincy, come on. I have to tell you something. I was very small. I was emotional. I was listening to her music. I love you. Oh my God. And he's like, ah, because I knew that this is the, you know, I was very quick because a lot of people were around of him, but the interview with him, it was so cool. You know, he was always open for new generations of artists. That's why
first of all, there's
really
nobody
cool.
like Quincy Jones. He's got 20 projects. He's young. He's with it. He wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
He loves you. First of all, we already been talking an hour, and Instagram Live only lets play for an hour. You're amazing.
Thank you, Mike.
We cannot get enough of you. By the way, you worked with someone. I did a class in Poland, and we worked with the great Agnieszka Holland. Did you work with her?
Yeah. I play with her TV series too, Equipa. It was just beginning of my, you know, beginning of my career after my debut. So but generally we know each other well, and she's very, very great director and great person, and you know, she's like strong woman.
Like you. They make a lot of
I
strong,
hope so.
beautiful, powerful women. Listen, I want to thank you.
Live, you know, Instagram, you know, interview, and that's why it's my really debut for this kind of, you know,
I
stuff
love it.
on Instagram.
I'm telling you, you're going to get a call back. We're calling you back. This is it. You have woken the hearts of people. We're here to celebrate the artist, and your story is not an easy one. You've come from no money. You just believed in yourself, and even when people said no, you turned into now. You just went. I am lucky to know you. I want to say thank you to Maciek.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
I love you. I know I'm going to come to Poland. I want to see all of you. It's going to be my pleasure to spend some time.
Absolutely, Bernard. Thank you very much. I hope so that you organize huge, you know, event in Krakow, and we meet each other.
I will. Thank you for being.
Thank you so much.
Share your gift to the world. Don't stop. Keep learning. Keep growing. And until then, I see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.